squall of the tire like that, that's when you want to do the ratchet steering. And the ratchet steering is what we learned from NASCAR drivers, race car drivers, and it's where you turn until you hear the squall, back it up a little bit.
Okay.
Turn until you hear the squall, and you want to do that in a, as you're going around the corner, this is the way you want to do your hands.
Okay.
Basically like that. So pick her back up to about 25.
Get it off of oversteer.
Okay, as soon as there you go. And you see how your squall went away?
Yeah.
It's just that little bit. As soon as that squall goes away, you've reestablished the grip in your tires. There you go, just like that. Now, the tendency and the natural thing that everybody wants to do when they start to slide and push like that, they want to keep steering it more.
Yeah.
Well, the worse they steer, the more they slide and they push. So, get up to about 25. Let's maintain. Now, you have full traction in the rear. Okay. You're only slippery in the front. There you go. Just like that. That's ratchet steering. And as you come around and as we get slipperier in the front, it'll be worse. So you'll have to drop your speed a little bit, but it's a matter of right now I want you to get the feel and understand what you need to be doing. There you go. If I could describe it, is that you're steering until you hear the skid or you feel it, and then you straighten out. You steer until you feel it, you straighten out. You just keep doing that in lots of little increments. Obviously, the slipperier we are, the more frequently you need to be doing that. See how your tendency is to turn more to the left? So it's contradictory to what we think we should be doing.
Okay.
Now, the other thing we can do is that's your steering. The other thing is to back onto your throttle a little bit. Because when we're under throttle, we're actually lifting weight off of the front tires. Okay? So so what we want to do is we want to use the vehicle dynamics to help us. And the first thing we do is the ratchet steering. The next thing we do, if you feel like you're starting to lose a little of it, is to let up on your throttle and let the weight set down on the front tires. Once we've tried those two things, the next thing is to lightly brake. So you want to just lightly brake. You're not trying to stop the vehicle, you're just trying to shift some more weight. Okay? Let's go across the middle. You're going to feel a push. Now ratchet steer. Ratchet. There you go. Feel how it just kicked in right there? Mm-hmm. If you would have stayed turned hard, you would have just pushed right across the parking lot. Now you had control of it. Here you're going to feel a pretty good push. Ratchet. There you go. Just that right there. So really, when you steer around a corner, you only have to make you don't have to hardly make a full revolution of your steering wheel.
Our thing is get used to not crossing over.
Yep, that's right. Now, two things when you cross over is when you cross over, you oversteer. So it makes a too big of a steering maneuver, okay, which creates you to have to come back after you've corrected your steering. The other thing happens is that we're in slick conditions anyway, and let's say you're out on the road, and I don't know if your engine has it, but your personal vehicle probably does, and all new apparatus will from now on, is if your hands are crossed over and you bump into something, what's going to happen? Your airbag's going to deploy, and it's going to drive your forearms right into your face, and that's going to be far more serious than if just the airbag hits you. Okay, good job. If you could just steer until you feel or hear the slick and then straighten a little bit. Lots of little maneuvers. Okay? I'm going to make you a little bit slippery. Okay, feel that? I warned you. Brake a little bit, brake. Okay? A little bit hot coming into the corner. Now, the other thing is as you're coming into the corner, and you know you're going to be slippery, set up to where what you don't want to do is come in tight into the corner and then have to make a really hard corrective steering maneuver, because we don't want to turn a U-shaped turn into a V.
Right.
You want it to be a nice, smooth, arcing turn. You're pretty slippery in the start now and start your ratchet steering. Start your ratchet. Ratchet out of the throttle, out of the throttle. There you go. See, now you didn't even need to touch your brakes that time.
Right.
Okay? So, be setting yourself up. Start backing out of your throttle. Set the weight down on them front tires and do your ratchet steering. Okay, right now, ratchet steer. Back out of your throttle. Back out of your throttle. Ratchet steer. Ratchet. See how you wanted to turn harder. Yep. And the more we turn, the more push you're going to get out of those front tires. Remembering that in a fire engine, a tender, an aerial, it doesn't matter really what it is we're driving, we don't want to power slide. If you power slide, it'll be catastrophic. We can't take like we do on our quad and kind of power slide around, or if you're snowmobiling and you want to high bank it, no, we don't do that in the fire engine. There you go. Good job. I'll go ahead and turn your exhaust brake off because we try to demonstrate that also. My recommendation is, and I don't know what your department policy is, but it's under slick, icy conditions, travel with your Jake brake, exhaust brake, whatever it's called, on your particular vehicle in the on position. If you need it, after you've gone over a hill and you need it to actually slowly help maintain your speed on your vehicle, then turn it on. But when you turn it on, you are physically doing it, you know you're going to do it, and you're going to do it under controlled circumstances. Don't let it surprise you. See how just ratchets here. There you go. Let's go as we exit out of the corner. Let's come back the other direction. Back across the middle. Because you're still right now under full grip in the rear.
Okay. It feels a little swirly.
Nope. Still full grip. But that's going to quickly go away. Oh, brake. There you go.
Oh no, we're gonna hit a cone.
Hey. This is a very strange sensation. Okay?
Yes, it is. And you see, most people have not felt that front end push, especially in a big vehicle. It's a pretty helpless feeling. There you go. Doing just right. There you go. Contrary to what we think, you just want to steer, but you got to straighten that wheel out. There you go, just like that. There you go. Nice, nicely done. You got a feel for it. You understanding it. Remember, you're out of the throttle and braking lightly. Braking lightly. There you go. Feel how it set the weight back down on them front tires?
Damn, we hit a cone.
Hey.
Okay, there you go. Out of the throttle. Remembering to ratchet steer. Set yourself. Start that. Turn a little bit. Okay, now turn hard right across the center here.
Spin it. Spin it. Give it gas, Tony, and turn into it. Go for it.
I have no idea.
What did you do?
Okay. Once we break loose like that, and you break the back end loose, the thing we need to think about is, as you do that,
You get car sick?
you as a driver need to not just throw your hands up and close your eyes and go like this. You need to be a proactive driver and think about where you're going to put this vehicle. You've lost control, you've lost it. As it comes around, we're better to put the vehicle in a straight line. Whether we're going straight in a skid or straight backwards in a skid, we want to be in a straight line. Because even if we leave the roadway in a straight line, the tailboard may go into the ditch. But what are we? We're on all fours. We're upright. If you go sideways and you go off the road, you will roll. Because we're so heavy, we sink into the shoulder, and then our top, the high center of gravity will take us right over. So the way to do that is, you felt the bullwhip effect of the front end as it came around. Well, that's because we're heavier in the rear in a fire apparatus most generally, and it just pulls the front end around. If we turn into the skid and we let it, and we continue to hold tight, it's just going to help the spin. We don't want to help the spin. So what we want to do is we want to bring those front tires back straight so that when the front end comes around, it plows in and stops the spin and it gets us going in a straight line. And then you brake. Lightly brake. Then if you do go in the ditch, I mean, it's not what we want to do, but it's better than rolling it. Okay? Good? That's